Hello everyone, this is Amanda with the live coin Q&A. I have two viewer submitted emails that I thought I would share with you today. Both of these coins are deceitful in their own special way. Alright, I'll go ahead and apologize if I'm not looking into the camera the entire time. I am going to be looking at the screen so I can read these emails and look at the coins while I'm talking about them. But this first submission is from Dee Dee. And the email said, "Hi, I watch your YouTube channel and have added you on Facebook. I buy out estate sales. A few months back, I bought a few storage buildings and found a few coins in a wooden box. One of them is a silver 1934 Walking Liberty half dollar. I will be attaching photos for you to see. It looks normal on the obverse, but looks off on the reverse. I'm considering sending it to be graded and possibly auctioned depending on the value. I'm just curious if you or other members have ever seen or heard of this happening. And do you think it would be worth the money to send it in for grading?" Here is the coin that Dee Dee submitted. The coin is dated 1934 like she mentioned. And I also noticed on the reverse where the mint mark would be located, there appears to be some kind of blob, and I think it's meant to be an S mint mark. I wanted to point this out because the price difference between a 34 with no mint mark and a 34 with an S mint mark is pretty substantial when you start getting into higher grades. Now we're going to do a little bit of a comparison between the viewer's coin, which is outlined in red on the left side, and an authentic 1934S Walking Liberty half dollar that is graded by PCGS, which I have outlined in green on the right side. When I was comparing the obverse, one of the first things I noticed is that the viewer's coin, when you look at it in God We Trust and Liberty, are extremely thin and small when you compare them to the PCGS example. Also, on the viewer's coin, the cape on Lady Liberty has many more details that aren't shown on the PCGS example. And lastly, when I was looking at the obverse, I noticed that the ray from the sun that goes through the L in Liberty, it doesn't match up correctly at all when you compare it to the PCGS example. Now I want to go ahead and take a look at the reverse of the coins. If you notice already, like we saw with In God We Trust on the obverse, United States of America is extremely thin when you compare it to the PCGS example. On the viewer's coin, the wings, feathers, and the face of the eagle are much more detailed than what you see on the PCGS example. And that blob that I'm pretty sure is supposed to be an S mint mark, it doesn't match the correct style and size that you would expect to see on a real 1934S Walking Liberty half dollar. Also, when you look at E pluribus unum on the viewer's coin, all of the letters are really thick, except for the M in unum, which is extremely thin. And as you can see, that doesn't match up with the PCGS example either. Lastly, when you look at the genuine PCGS example and any other genuine Walking Liberty half dollar, you expect to see the designer's initials to the right underneath the eagle's tail feathers and the tip of the wing. These designer's initials are supposed to be incuse, and on this coin that the viewer submitted, they appear to be raised and in relief. So, as you've probably already guessed, after I took all these factors into consideration, I did let her know that this coin is not authentic and is a counterfeit, and I would hazard a guess that This coin most likely does not have any silver content or any other kind of precious metal content, but if she was curious about that and wanted to be sure, she could take it somewhere to be tested. And this looks like a counterfeit that I would expect to see from a website like AliExpress or Temu, because there is just so much wrong with it. And I did cut that last clip off a little too soon. I forgot she also had one more question, which was, should she have this coin graded? And the answer to that would be no. If you were to send this coin in to be graded, it would come back as ungradable because they're not going to put a counterfeit coin in a slab, and it would really just be a waste of money. All right, now moving on to the other viewer submission I wanted to talk about. This email is from Megan H. And it says, "Hey guys, I have an odd Lincoln cent here and wanted to see if you guys know what it is. I think it is a trick coin, but I can't open it or turn it. It weighs 3.48 grams and is rotated as well. So I'm lost. But let me know. Love the show and take care. Thanks a ton." Here is Megan's coin that she submitted. I will go ahead and say this coin kind of surprised me, and I wouldn't have expected to see this in the inbox, but it is a fun one to look at. As you can see on the obverse, the coin is dated 2009 and has a D mint mark. And most of you who are Lincoln cent collectors, or those of you who constantly search Lincoln cents, you're probably already thinking what I first thought when I looked at this coin, and that would be that the last year for the Lincoln Memorial Reverse was 2008, and in 2009, the Lincoln Cents had four different designs from the bicentennial, which was the anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. So they had four different designs on the reverse, and none of those included the Lincoln Memorial design. The explanation for why this coin is different is that this coin has been severely altered after it left the mint. And I guess if I want to be more accurately correct, two coins were actually altered to make whatever this monstrosity is supposed to be. In this case, it looks like a Lincoln Memorial cent of an unknown date. It was hollowed out and the obverse side was removed. And then the 2009 D Lincoln cent appears to have probably had a lathe used on it. And then the 2009 D was placed inside the hollowed out portion of this Lincoln Memorial cent. You can see around the rim in the picture on the left that there is actually a seam that goes all the way around, or it shows where the memorial cent was hollowed out, and that 2009 cent is just fitting right inside there. And some of you might be wondering why someone would go to all this trouble to make this. And my best guess would be that someone was trying to make this look like a transitional mule. And if you don't know what a mule error is a coin struck with two dies that were not intended to be used together. And one example of this would be the popular Sacagawea dollar reverse that was muled with a Washington quarter obverse. And I'll try to actually put a picture of that on the screen here if you want to look at that. But with all of this being said, I did let Megan know that this piece has just been severely altered and it isn't a legitimate minting error of any kind. Well, that was all I had prepared for this video. I hope it didn't bore you too much. As always, if you have a question about a coin or a piece of paper currency, Feel free to send us an email with your question and clear photos to info@livecoinqa.com, and we will be happy to help you. Thanks for watching.